Maxie,
Yo,
what would it be like?
wait, I got an
This
echo coming
you
from
do?
your set. Do I? Oh, maybe I don't. I heard my voice for a second.
Oh, I don't know
Um,
who that was. Maybe it was you.
maybe.
But it's HubSpot
Um,
universe, man.
what's
The
up?
world is going. HubSpot's doing a lot this week.
Yeah,
I got a couple things. Let's check this out.
we're not doing enough, depending on what you're alluding to,
We're not doing that.
which I think we're gonna get into. Are you
Oh,
sharing your
well,
screen?
share my screen. First and foremost, this one is funny, right? Obviously, your average return on investment. I always look at this and laugh.
Yeah,
When I
dude,
used
it's
to
an
use the
alliteration.
dashboards, I would just be like going like this, and I would be moving stuff around like Tetris. That would be really funny. But now they have the
What?
intentional. This is an actual update.
What do you mean?
It's called intentional. Let me share this screen. Intentional dashboard editing.
Whoa, what is this?
It's intentional. It's so that you can move your dashboards with intent because it like actually makes it less error prone. I remember doing this and this being like so annoying. But now you get like the save confirmation when it moves. You can move it only by clicking and dragging the drag handle icon. It used to just be like click and drag anything. So when you try to like open something up, you just start moving it. It's a little
Oh,
I stumbled across a bunch, which was hilarious.
oh, that's interesting. I didn't even see this intentional thing.
But yeah, I thought it was international dashboard editing, and I was like, well, who?
I'm
What
not
makes
seeing it
that?
on mine. What the hell?
I don't know what's wrong with you. It's second page. It's third page, man. You got to go deep. It's a deep cut.
Third page.
It's a deep cut. If
It
you're
is
not
a
deep
deep
cut,
cut. It's a
it's a deep
wildly
cut.
deep cut.
You know what the biggest cut is? Because I want you to talk about it. Is leads are now a standard CRM object.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Guys, no. I disagree. I
Tell me a
disagree.
little bit more about that, because
So, like, if we read through this one, right?
yeah,
Um, all they're basically saying, so see where how so it says how does it work? Actually, okay, hold on. Let's actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's be charitable here. Let's read it from the top. Go back. Wait, why'd you take it away the screen?
where, when, why? Hold on.
Izale, what are you doing? Bring it back.
It's me. It's not. Don't
Oh,
blame it on me, man.
oh,
Because
I
he's
thought
sick.
he's control of like the screen
Why
sharing.
you trying to beat people down here?
Nah. All right. Leads now function as a standard CRM object. Okay. That is a loaded statement here. Okay. Because if it were a standard CRM object, right, you would assume a couple of big things here, right? One, a real record page. Okay.
Record page.
You would also assume that you can associate these objects with any other object, right? So just, when I think of standard CRM object, you're thinking companies, contacts, deals, tickets. Okay. But now it says leads function as a standard CRM object with the same index page capabilities as contacts, companies, including standard tables, saved views, and board views. So why does this matter? When we initially launched Leads, it was only available through the sales workspace and wasn't a full standard object. We later added Leads to the Smart CRM navigation to give admins the ability to manage leads without accessing personalized sales workspaces. So basically, if you roll back a little bit, when Leads first came out, you could only go into the sales workspace. You had to hit Leads, and then you had to click this button that just said show all leads, because those sales workspaces were locked to like whatever the user was that was using it at that moment.
Right.
But you could
That was
almost
triple
like
confusing
semi
too.
impersonate a different user when you went to it, which I always thought was kind of goofy. Anyway, but it lacked it's okay. So we later added leads to the Smart CRM navigation to give admins the ability to manage leads without accessing personalized workspaces. And so what happened there is they added leads to the navigation tab, but when you looked at it, the index page in which it sat on was sort of like that new design of the index pages that they were going to that originally
Yeah.
sprouted up in the workspaces, right? Where instead of just seeing everything as like a spreadsheet table, you had A whole lot more like functionality, like sitting inside of those said tables, right? Yeah.
Cute.
Go back. Go back. Go back.
What?
All right. But it still lacked okay, well, but it still lacked the full functionality you'd expect from a standard CRM object. Again, loaded statement there because we're expecting a lot more than just an index page, right? This created an inconsistent experience. Leads behaved differently than other objects like contacts or companies, and lacked features such as standard saved views and board views. It's not just that. So how's it work now? Accessing the lead index page. So you navigate to CRM leads and you can do the CRM with full table functionality. The leads table is available in both CRM and the sales workspace when you opt into the new version of the workspace, giving you flexibility where you manage your leads. Da, 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 da. So changes to the existing lead functionality. There is now an analyze tab, or actually, wait, converting
No,
to a
they
standard
removed
object did cause some functionality to change. Okay. The analyze tab. Standard objects don't include an analyze tab. So this has been removed from leads. All reports in this tab remain available at sales, sales analytics, sales. Jeez, that is a deep navigation string. A pre-built
it.
dashboard, including these reports, will be added in the coming weeks. Custom lead columns. The following columns have been modified. Stage no longer displays for X days because again, it's moving away from that original like new navigation that it had, or not new index
Yeah.
page that it had, right? That had like all that extra functionality. And they're basically saying what we're doing is we're taking that leads tab and we're making it the same exact. They're bringing it in line with like the new flexible CRM views thing, right?
Mhm.
Which is good. Don't get me wrong, but like that shouldn't be the name of this update. Like saying it's a standard CRM object is just nuts. So let's go and let's actually explore it, right?
Yeah, I was trying to explore this for. Let me just look at this. What I really care about and what matters to most people using HubSpot is like, why would I use this object, right? Because first and foremost, when I click on it, that's wait. I'm not looking. I'm not even looking to the right. I'm not even looking to the right. I'm clicking this button. I'm not seeing a record page show up. I'm
I
seeing
mean,
I'm seeing a product. This is like a product pop out.
yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, like if you think about it, the preview you get on the right, I mean,
Is there a
yeah,
page?
sure, it's not a full object, right? Like you're not seeing
No.
people build you know, like you're not seeing the ability to like build in UI extensions into it. You don't have like a full record, right? But I mean, you have a lot of the functionality that you would like need, right?
Can we
I
do this though? Can we? Because I mean, let's be honest, I haven't messed with the lead object. Is not of
well,
relevancy.
let me show you what I'm talking about. Go into
Well, I
settings.
want. I like this. Mike Max wants to buy literally everything that we make.
Yeah,
But
you
then
can
happily use the lead.
you can create custom properties. Like that's been a thing for a while, right?
Let's
But do this.
let's jump back to this. Hold on, let's jump back to this. Well, here, no, I'll let you do yours because I
Hey,
got one. I got one more.
do this. Go to settings. Go to settings.
Hmm?
Settings.
Hmm?
Go to settings.
These
Gearbox.
settings.
Yeah. On the left, all right, you see how, okay, real quick, go to companies and look at the tab up at the top. They're right above leads.
Let's go to company.
Okay. Right. It's
All
just
that.
setup. You got associations. Forget about lifecycle stage because that's unique
Well,
to
look,
contacts and
contact.
companies. But
Looks the
like,
same to me.
yeah, record customization, preview, index, all that kind of stuff. Now go to leads. Okay. Missing some stuff, right? Particularly associations. Like, dude, imagine
Correct.
if we could associate lead objects to event records, right? And how much better
Imagine.
that would be, and here's the thing. I'm confident we're moving in that direction, right? But to come out with an update calling it a standard CRM object, completely misleading. Did you just say updates to the lead objects, like CRM index page, right?
Yeah.
Because that's truly what it is, right? But now here, do this. Why don't you go into
Check this out. Dude, I don't know if you saw this.
what?
jump over into here.
Yep.
Association act now supports
Hmm.
lead object.
Yep. Now, oh,
But
and this is also interesting. We're okay. Update association labels. Do leads
there's
have
no such.
association labels? No.
No.
Right now, so let's just read this real quick. You can now use
last year,
association actions in
last year
lead-based
we
workflows.
worked with Happily to get associate native a version.
Yep.
Just quick. Hold on. I'm not
So
gonna.
what I'm wondering is if they're setting the groundwork for them to actually become full objects, right? And to me, this will be a full object when I can add associations to any object I want, right? As well as get like labels and stuff, right? And all that. Now, like, do I think leads need to be associated to other objects? Absolutely. Do I think
Oh
leads
yeah.
need a full ass record page? Probably not, right? I still think there's like a really big conversation going on where people just don't. We know someone who doesn't believe in leads, right? There's a lot of people out there that just don't get the role that the lead object plays,
Well,
right?
Max, what do you think lead should be inside of HubSpot? I'm
Okay.
asking the question now.
So let me ask you this.
You tell me as a HubSpotter.
Yeah. Okay. One, the big problem for a very long time is that I've seen at least is deals getting opened before they ever should have been deals, right? But also having a a way to manage interest or instances of interest people have in something before it turns into a full-fledged deal. Now, the way that HubSpot has managed this historically has been a little property called lead status on the contact record. Okay. Now, Dax, let me ask you a question. Before I become a customer, can I be a lead?
Yes.
Cool. When I become a customer, can I still become a lead for something?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Upsells, cross sells, upgrades.
Different product, different
Right.
thing.
Totally. Do products sell more than one, or companies sell more than one product?
Mhm.
Yes. I could be a lead for one product and not another. I could be a lead for a product now, and I can come back and be a lead for a product again. Even if you sell one product, I can be a lead at one point, get disqualified. Maybe it's budgetary issues or whatever. Maybe come back a year later, and all of a sudden I'm a lead again, right? That kind of shit is near impossible to track with a single property on a contact record. And that's what HubSpot was doing forever with this dumb fucking lead status field, right? Where I forget even what the, can we look it up? Can you bring your go search lead status contact property, right? Because this thing has been in HubSpot forever. The problem is it's really hard to be able to look back and see, oh, how many times did someone become a lead for something, right? Or how many times did we track someone's like interest in something or
Well,
whatever it
on
may
top
be?
of that, like you're right, on top of that, all of the lead scoring concept lives on the contact. All of the
True.
scoring,
Yep.
all of the everything.
Yep.
It's called lead scoring. Lead this, lead that is on a contact.
Yeah.
And now they lead record, which should be in theory
Yeah.
take
But
all
this
that
is an
stuff.
argument that comes down to the core fundamental like question of like what should be an object and what should be a property, right? Um, a human being is not a lead, but they can become one multiple times,
Yeah, it's
right?
just like a
I can
register.
be a
Just a
lead for
register for that.
something, and to define what does it mean to be a lead for something is there was some point in time where I showed interest for a particular thing your business sold, right? I guess is the easiest way to kind of think about it, right? And since that is a thing that can happen, I am not the lead. I am Max. I'm the human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can become a lead multiple times, just like I can go to an event multiple times. There's a reason we have a registrant record, right? Because there are multiple instances of you going to an event. Well,
Correct.
with a
That's how it
business,
works.
there are going to be multiple instances of me raising my hand. Now, how did people try to solve this outside of using that stupid property, right? Well, some
And
of
you
the
create
worst
deals
defenses, yeah, you create deals, right?
every time.
Well, it's like, dude, the classic one that I would see all the time is like, oh, we've got a demo form or a contact us form on our website.
It creates a demo or a deal.
Yeah. And
You
the
work
amount of
that deal.
people that I've had tell me, like, oh, every time someone fills this form out, I want to create a deal. And I just go, well, that's stupid. And they go, why? Right. And it's because you should not let the outside world dictate when a deal gets created in your HubSpot account. That should be something, to me, at least, is a conscious human decision, right? You get to a point where you're talking to someone and you're like, hey, this, what the hell, you're nuts. You get to a point where you're like, hey, this conversation is serious enough. This buyer is serious enough. This person took some kind of action where it warrants, I think there's a reason for me to open up a deal record, because otherwise you're having people who have no business becoming a deal in your HubSpot account,
No business.
being the ones that decide when records get created in your system, which is stupid, right? Well, not record deals, at least, right? The other thing that you saw people doing is they would go, well, hey, we've got like a BDR or an SDR model where we have folks who are, talking to people because, like, we identified them as someone in our ICP and we want to go after them. Or, they took some sort of, they made some sort of interaction on our site, or they requested a demo or something like that. But there's like BDRs and folks that talk to them before they make it to an AE. And the question always was, where do those people like live? How do they manage that? Because like you can get away, I think, with doing it on the contact record for so long, right? But again, like that record of the contact's a record of the person. It's not a record of that specific hand raise, that instance of the interest being identified or that signal going up, whatever it may be, that the BDR is getting involved with and working, right? And I saw people do crazy shit like making a pipeline for deals just to have, it be like sort of this pseudo kind of like lead object, right? And then like as soon as it gets to like a different like stage or whatever, you either send it to a different pipeline or like you close it out and create a deal for the AE. And then you've got like deals getting created that aren't actually like deals. They're just like little records of interest that you're managing, right? So for me, the lead record is something that's been needed for a long time, right? And the way that they deployed it kind of fundamentally, I think makes a lot of sense. And it's different than how it works in Salesforce. Even though it like kind of represents the same thing, the way it would work in Salesforce is like a lead would convert into a contact and an opportunity and an account, right? But leads always represented like people. In HubSpot, the big fundamental difference is that leads evolve into deals, and that's like their straight shot path, right? And there's sort of like that pre-deal sort of like workspace, right? But it also makes it much easier to look at the historical interest and hand raises people have had and giving you context into what went well or what went wrong, right? So for example, when you have this lead object and you have someone like hand raise and then you disqualify it, and then they come back a year later and ask for a demo again, you have the historical context of like, oh, this person actually came to us like a year ago and they got disqualified. Well, one, I have that information. But two, I can go back and see why. Like, what was the blocker last time? Can I
Because
use
it
that as
wasn't a deal.
Yeah.
It
Can I
wasn't.
use that as information or intel to like drive the conversation in a better direction this time?
Right.
Right.
There wasn't a contract. We weren't contracting. I feel like deals are. There is a legitimate interest. No, it's more than a legitimate interest. We are talking about the economics. We are at the path of I want to buy this thing. Let's figure it out, and that's the deal path.
Yes.
Versus I don't know if I want to buy this yet. You're
Yep.
like, cool. Well, here's
Mm-hmm.
lead cycles, lead stages is the SQL. Is it and
Yep.
like that should all be on the lead object. And
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense because then you can get rid of all of that stuff off of the human,
Yeah.
off of the contact, because the contact is mostly your interactions with that person, which gauges the lead status that they're associated to of a specific lead status.
Yes.
Right?
The same problems. And also, like, you know, if you were, you know, information about that unique time that someone reached out, right? Like, those are meant to be properties that are memorialized away onto this lead object.
It's
So you can,
similar to the registrant object.
yeah, and you can just, because, like, you know, and two, it's like if we want to, like, say we run a campaign and then we want to see how many leads we generated, right? Well, dude, if you're just building reports off the contact record, right? And you're using something like create date, well, then you're missing all the people that like already existed before this campaign ran. But if you're going off these like new lead objects that got created from the efforts of a specific campaign, well, then all of a sudden create date makes a lot more sense because they're getting created when that person does that hand raise, right? So it is a fundamentally important object, and not enough people are like, you know, leveraging it. And is that probably because of like how they kind of like gated it behind a paid sales hub feature? Probably, right? You know, I would imagine like if it was more of a flexible object that anyone can use and like they weren't like blocking people that didn't have a sales seat from seeing it, they'd probably have more success with it than they have. I think it kind of like suffered from this, you know, very much like big failure to launch. And then too much of the discourse around it when it launched was like, oh, they're just turning into Salesforce. Like, and that's what anyone was talking about on LinkedIn, or everyone was talking about on LinkedIn, because people just didn't understand the fundamental difference. And it was such a huge fucking data hole that they plugged by doing it. But I really just think they bungled the rollout, right? And never quite told the proper story of how it should be used and just made it too inaccessible, you know? So yeah, I mean, it's sad. I think it can get to it, but I think they need to they need to not make it like something that's like only accessible to sales hub seats. I think that's like crazy personally. But yeah, man, it is a fundamentally brilliant object in my opinion, right? And more people need to use it, but it needs some work.
It just needs some work, and many things in the world need work.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Let's go. Can you bring your screen up and can we go look at that the workflow associations action stuff?
Yeah, I want to take.
I wonder if that's going to give us any clues into like where they're going with it, because like it's really interesting that they call out that they're going to make it work with the update association labels.
Yeah, like, but there's definitely no labels.
There are no labels because there's no associations you can make, right? Why are we showing this meme? Daxy, bring up your screen.
Oh, it's not. I'm sharing.
Yeah. All right. Automation. Good. Go hit create workflow from scratch.
Well, let's see. Well, now it's like we get this. We're
do skip. This is the worst thing they ever did to workflows, by the way.
Yeah, this isn't where I
want triggers and choose eligible records. That was the dumbest thing they've ever done.
So let's what can we associate a lead with?
Just so leads only associate to deals, companies, and contacts. Yeah.
So I was like, well, now let's just do this. Manually trigger. I'm just going to see if I can. I mean, oops.
So do create associations. Go back.
Update association label.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, what labels are we even talking about here? Primary. So there is technically a label back there.
Paired with lead with primary contact. Well, this is assuming that. Yeah, it's like
leads can't be associated to more than one contact either. I think what I really think they're doing is I think they're setting it up to be a full ass object.
Well,
because like,
clearly it needs to be
yeah.
full object. Let's
Um,
do create association. So my enrolled lead associate to company, and then yeah,
it's funny because I just don't even know if it needs to be I don't even think it needs a full. Okay, I should stop that because the app partner in me is like, I want it to be a full ass object so like people can build
yeah,
integrations and UI extensions and shit like that on it for
roll on.
sure. Um, and if I don't know, uh, it's just it's a tough one for sure.
But I think it's super important that there's no conversations having there. I don't think there's conversations being had in public about it, and this is
Yeah.
why I want to kind
Well,
of
it's
double
usually
down.
just it's usually just LinkedIn brain rot conversations about it. Like it's
Yeah,
just
it's
people
great.
just don't understand it.
It's a
Yeah.
new update, and then they don't use it, but they talk about the update because like I said, I wouldn't want to do a lead associated to events.
Yes. But I mean, we're gonna do it with app events, right? But like, dude,
Right.
think about like, and like, dude, that's the thing that always like bugged me is just like there's not enough adoption around it, and I think it was just again because they totally bungled the release and the whole story around it and like what it actually was and what fundamental gap it plugged, right? Um, but they also just like hamstring its functionality from the beginning. Like it probably would have gone so much better if they just made it a full object from the start, right?
Well,
But they
I saw
made it
everything.
this like really weird sort of like pseudo object thing, which like at the end of the day, like I kind of get because like they tried to like the way it was built kind of fundamentally made sense because like it had one straight path of how you would use it, right? The lead would get created, and then at the end, you had the option to either just like, say it was qualified, or forced it to become a deal, which like maybe that was their attempt to try to get people to like train them to use it. But like again, they never told the story of the fundamental like gap that it filled, right? Which bums me out. But I don't know.
That is our conversation on leads. I hope the world.